Welcome back to the VC3 News Update. I am Shanette Hackshaw with the top local stories for today. The Prime Minister's Youth Advisory Council is expected to be launched soon, hopefully by early September. Earlier this month, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves announced at one of his media briefs that his government has taken the decision to establish the Prime Ministerial Advisory Council on Youth, and he also disclosed that the council will be chaired by Anston Nachman. Making an appearance on NBC's face-to-face program this morning, Dr. Gonsalves said the council will be a permanent body that will be advising the government on matters concerning young people in a very structured way.
We had informal systems, but this one is going to be elaborated formally. It's when you see the structure, we're going to involve hundreds of young people across the country in this structure. You would love the structure when it is elaborated.
He also announced that the National Reparations Commission will now be headed by Adrian Odell, will also be launched soon. Cabinet is expected to finalize the other names for that commission today.
Did all the appropriate consultations with a number of different people, and you will see a lot of new faces, including many young persons, children of the education revolution. It's beautiful. Mm-hmm. You know, let 1,000 flowers bloom. And the ancient warrior is there helping to deepen understanding and also to add wisdom. We are not afraid of fresh ideas. Yeah. In fact, we welcome them and the energy of the young people. And we have been doing it over the years.
Prime Minister Gonsalves said he hopes that before 2025, before the next general elections, that he can have someone in Parliament on the government side who was not yet born when he became Prime Minister in March of 2001.
That'll be a kind of symbolic icing on the cake, while being very meaningful in practical terms. I'm sure that there are a number of young persons who are studying at university now, or a young man or woman in business, or was already graduated. Because if you went to university when you were 18, you'd be a graduate already. But you don't have to be a graduate. I just mentioned that in the context of the education revolution.
Senator Shaquille Bob received congratulations and commendations yesterday by this country's Governor General, Dame Susan Duggan, as she was sworn in as the latest senator in this country by the Unity Labour Party administration. Dame Susan Duggan praised Bob for her academics and professional achievements, noting that the opportunity is a springboard for what lies ahead.
This is a proud moment for you and your family, and indeed your friends and other Vincentians. You have distinguished yourself in many ways, and I am confident that you will be an excellent role model for young people in this country. Of course, you are in a ministry where there will be many demands, but I know you have a good teacher, and so life would not be a challenge in that ministry. Your academic, along with your professional achievement, is a recognition of your years of hard work, effort, discipline, and the sacrifices. Be assured that you are valued, respected, and this opportunity is now a springboard for what lies ahead.
The Governor General also took the opportunity to give the newly minted senator some words of advice, noting that she has held public office for a number of years.
Put God first in everything you do. When people praise you, accept gracefully and continue to be humble in your endeavors. When people are dismissive or undermine your efforts, you continue to be strong, calm, confident, and assertive. Recognize some of the issues women face and use your influence to bring about meaningful change. Encourage a culture of support, understanding, and respect as you execute your duties. And finally, engage the young people. You have the ability to influence. You are placed in a strategic position to do so. Give of your best.
Meanwhile, former Parliamentary Secretary and Senator Rochad Balla spoke with the media after Bob assumed his previous role. Balla said he was elated as more young women are taking up leadership positions. He said during his time as senator, he has seen the communication sector improve.
I'm very elated for the main reason that we have more women, young women, coming to the fore to take up leadership roles. And I have always been an advocate for women in power. That has been my thing. I was a senator for almost 2.5 years. I guess it would have just crossed 2.5 years, with a specialization in the information sector. And I've been there to witness it grow. API and VC3, they've gone through a significant metamorphosis. Their personnel have advanced. They have gotten a little bit more enlightenment in the field. The productions have improved. The collaboration, the amalgamation has improved.
Bob, who is a lawyer by profession, assumes the parliamentary responsibilities in the office of the Prime Minister. She takes over from former Senator Rochad Balla, who demitted office and will now be the Director of Communications. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has indicated that by the end of this month, the Prime Minister's Youth Advisory Council may be launched. He said Shakel will be responsible for working with the core body of this council.
Sometime before the end of this month, it is the intention of the government to launch the Prime Minister's Advisory Council, Youth Advisory Council. This body will consist of a number around 30 or more persons, a center, but it would engage with different sectors, with individuals, over 200 young people, persons under the age of 25. And part of Shakel's responsibility would be to work with the core body of the council, that advisory council, which is to be chaired by Anson Latchman, a young scholar, young professional who works in the Ministry of Finance. And the names, all the names would be made to the public shortly. Those names, I have them now basically finalized, which means that she will be a bridge between the Office of the Prime Minister and the Ministry of Youth, Orando's ministry.
Dr. Gonsalves also said that there are also other areas of focus for Bob, including the Reparations Committee, along with areas of regional and foreign policy. Senator Bob, according to Prime Minister Gonsalves, also has her own areas of interest that she will focus on.
We have appointed a new reparations commission, and that too would be an area in which he would be a link with the new chairman, Adrian Odell, whom I think she knows. And then there are specific areas of both regional and foreign policy with which he would engage with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and would be a link also with the Prime Minister's office. And then there are specific interests of hers, and to work on many of the capital projects and in her work with the youth and in the other areas which I've outlined.
Bob joins Kesal Peters, the first female Minister of Foreign Affairs who was appointed a year ago, and 33-year-old Benava Brown, who was only recently nominated as Senator. Bob will take on parliamentary duties in the Prime Minister's office. The Oscar Allen Emancipation Memorial Lecture will be held on Thursday, August 17 at the University of the West Indies Global Campus, beginning at 6:30 p.m. in association with the Friends of Oscar Allen and the Diamonites. The lecture, with the focus Emancipation Still Coming, will be given by Dr. Michael Denny, Professor of History at the St. Mary's College in Maryland, and one of 3 Vincentian authoring a multi-volume history of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The talks celebrate Oscar Allen's legacy for his contribution to the socio-political, cultural, and religious life of SVG and the surrounding areas. The mission of the Global Campus includes recognizing and celebrating the remarkable contributions made by Vincentians both domestically and internationally. The public is invited to attend a talk by Friends of Oscar Allen and the Global Campus. Those are our local news stories. Continue watching on Channel 114 for regional and international news, to be followed by the VC3 Sports Update with Chilison Anton.